Pastor John Lomaking, and as you know right now, we're standing on the portals of one of the most historical events that has taken place in our world ever in the history of America, the choosing of a first American Pope. Now we have to wait and see what his future holds, but how strange it is and how ironic and how providential it is maybe that at a time when America is pushing unity with Rome, and for the first time in American history, this administration has established an office of religion in America to examine what he may consider to be appropriate Christianity, or what is not Christianity and rooted out of America. A coalition that's made of different denominations and different leaders, including representatives of the Catholic Church. And so we know that Bible prophecy is accurate. We have to pray and see what the Lord is revealing to us. But we do know one thing, that Revelation chapter 13 will be fulfilled. That is not speculation, that is surely Bible. So let us be awake and aware that we are living on the portals of grand and glorious events. And truly, whatever takes place, we know that the words of God will be fulfilled. So be encouraged. We're going forward, trusting God and trusting His Word, and we will keep you updated as to how the Church of God should adjust itself to the times in which we live, to be faithful stewards, communicating, as it were, the veracity of the three angels' messages. This is Pastor John Lomaking. Stay awake. Jesus is coming soon.
And now you've heard that the world has a new Pope, Leo XIV. And I want to just take a moment to help you understand what a name means to the potential mission of this Pope. Not only is the first American Pope in the history of the Catholic Church for the last almost 2 millennia, his name has particularly clear insights into where his mission and pontificate may go. You see, the last Pope named Leo was Leo XIII, who became Pope in 1878. And Leo XIII was inheriting a very challenging situation. The Church was on hard times. The Papal States had been annexed by the country of Italy, and the Pope was actually a prisoner inside the Vatican, and this was the state for the Pope for about 30 years. But it was Leo XIII's stated goal to restore Catholicism to its former glory and its place in mainstream culture. And so he went about working to build bonds with the working class person. And like Francis, Pope Leo XIV's predecessor, he was interested in the well-being of a fair working wage, trade unions, and making sure that society had safeguards built around it. It's also interesting to note that Leo XIII was the 4th longest pope in the history of the Catholic Church. He was elected when he was almost 68 years old. Our current Leo XIV is 69 years old, and there was some sense that his papacy would be a short-lived one because of his age, but he lived well into his 90s. He was the pope that elevated James Gibbons to cardinal status in America, and through an encyclical, he established American University, also with the goal of infusing Catholicism into the mainstream American culture. And of course, James Gibbons may be a name that you recognize if you've sat through many prophecy seminars, because he is the one that we quote with quite a great degree of authority that there's no biblical basis for changing the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday. You see, friends, we're living in an interesting age. Not only is this the first American Pope, but his name tells us what his intentions will be. Our president has acknowledged the greatness in his mind of electing an American Pope, and it's very possible that this Pope, like president, has a goal, and that is to make Catholicism great again. I want you to think about this, friends, as we consider where we are in prophetic history. God has called us to this time, this place, and this hour. Not only are there 3 angels' messages, but there's a 4th angel of Revelation 18. And the call to know the gospel, live the gospel, advance the gospel, and be prepared to defend the gospel is upon us. May God help us to rise up to the full stature of our Protestant heritage and the great calling of Jesus to be about our Lord's business in this age and hour of Earth's history. The name change or the name choice is not an accident. Leo XIV wants to bring together modern thinking and the Catholic Church, just like Leo XIII attempted to do the same with science and intellectualism in his day. May God help us now to understand where we are in prophetic history and do what he's called us to do. Don't be afraid. Let's be faithful. Brave men to the battle. Study the prophecies. Learn what your duty is. And be sure to be a part of helping get the great news out of the gospel that the Protestant message given to the Seventh-day Adventist Church is destined to proclaim. God be with you. I encourage you to think.
Produce closer ties between the American Empire and the Vatican. While I am watching and praying, my main focus will be the propagation of this gospel of the kingdom, the everlasting gospel showcased in Revelation chapter 14.